Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're looking at the awesome MCU film Spider-Man Homecoming.
After the Civil War movie, Peter Parker balances his life as an ordinary high school student with his superhero alter ego Spider-Man and finds himself on the trail of a new menace prowling the skies of New York City. Mm-hmm. Michael Keaton did a great job as Birdman.
Yes, it's Birdman!
What was the character's name?
It's Vulture. It's like Birdman!
Birdman as Vulture. He was great. He was really, really fantastic. He was a very good villain because you normally see him in good guy roles. And seeing him play the villain this time, he was great.
Yes. And really, really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Yes.
We first saw him in the Civil War movie where he first got the suit and he was so he could fight with Iron Man. After they found he was a kid, they didn't want to fight him anymore.
Right.
You're like, kid, go home!
It's easy to see why Stanley chose him. Part of his own personality comes through the character. And he just has this humbleness and this genuineness. And you just like him. You really like him. And he just seems like he's really Peter Parker. And he has that quality that makes him seem vulnerable. Yeah. And you just,
He's like, he is Spider-Man.
Right. I would have to say he's my favorite since Tobey Maguire.
Right.
Definitely.
And since this is a reboot of the Spider-Man movies because, well, it's been a while since the Tobey Maguire one, and those were really top of the line at the time. Then you had the Amazing Spider-Man, which crumbled, and then you finally got to this one. It's like, okay, now you finally put that one to shame. And the movie was really, really great considering it was up against some of these other Marvel films, which had the darker theme, or it was hero against hero, or it was a threat of Thanos or something. Like, it's probably so far, the most lighthearted movie. Even more lighthearted than Ant-Man or Guardians of the Galaxy.
But it also had its dark part toward the end. I mean, it got real serious toward the end.
Right.
So it had its dark part, but you're right, it is fantastic.
Right.
And I can't wait to see Far From Home. I'm really excited about that. And I know this is your favorite Marvel movie.
Right. And it's also Dudley's favorite MCU movie.
Yeah.
Like, we got the same movie.
Again.
And yes, it was a fantastic, awesome movie. It was really different from how you expected in Hamlet, considering when we saw the Tobey Maguire movies. We didn't see the Andrew Garfield ones because looking at it just disinterested us immediately.
Yeah, sure.
So seeing this, and it was just really, really great from start to finish, and they did a great job with the humor. And Peter always wants to impress Iron Man, and he thought he was gonna hug him. He said, "No, I'm getting the door for you. We're not there yet."
Well, it seems like the world agrees because it cost $185 million to produce. And it earned close to $1 billion at the box office.
Yeah.
$880 million is close to $1 billion.
Yeah.
So the world agrees, and the world is looking forward to the second movie.
Right.
And I know you said that. I know you are. I know you said that most of the time Marvel stops after 3 movies. So it's unfortunate that we know that this series or franchise, I should say, is going to come to an end
at some point.
Yeah, but he's fantastic, and hopefully after this he goes on to bigger and better things. He's a great actor. Seems like a great kid because he's a teen, and can't wait to see Far From Home.
Yes.
So let's talk about some of the actors other than Michael Keaton who made an appearance in here. There are actually some older actors like Bokeem Woodbine. He's an older actor. You had Gabrielle. No, not Gabrielle Union. I know her name. Beauvais. Garcelle Beauvais. I think that's her name.
I think so. If it's wrong, you can let us know.
She was on a show with Jamie Foxx. I've never seen it, but they always talked about it and they always advertised it. I know she was on there, and she also has been in a couple movies. Garcelle, I think her name is Garcelle Beauvais.
Yeah,
I think that's it. She played the mom of the girl that Peter liked. And then you had
Zendaya as MJ.
Disney girl, yeah. And of course you had Robert Downey Jr. doing Iron Man, making his guest appearance.
Right. And then Donald Glover played Aaron Davis. And he was also the voice of Miles Morales in the Ultimate Spider-Man series when it did the animated series. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of a shout out. And he mentions he has a nephew. So it looks like it might be setting up to have him in the MCU. We know that the Into the Spider-Verse movie is completely separate because it deals with all the multiverse. Mm-hmm. But with things happening with Endgame and these other Marvel movies, it's possible they're going to bring him in probably Far From Home. Or maybe the third movie when they have a bunch of other Spider-Man in it too. Who knows?
Right.
But it's clearly hinting at he's going to be in there soon.
You also had, of course, Marissa Tomei, who played his aunt. And she was funny. She was hilarious. She's terrific.
Right.
She does comedy and drama very well.
Right. And a lot of people were worried because she looked very different from the Aunt May we see casted in the other movies and animation.
I think it was a great move. Mm-hmm. I think it was a great move that his aunt was younger.
Yeah.
It just worked. It needed to be that way because he couldn't have gotten to do the things he did. Like, she took him to the party. Right. She helped him to get dressed for the prom. Uh-huh. She was more lenient, a little more lax, and they have a great relationship. And especially that end scene you love. She's like, what the?
And then it cried. And then his eye, you can see the expression went from happy to like, oh crap. And then like, then Chris, what the?
You would have never had any of these moments if Aunt May had been the age Aunt May was originally. This was one time it was a good call. It wasn't ageism. It just needed that change in order for it to be able to flow the way that it flowed.
Right.
So I think it was a good call. Then you had Tyne Daly, and she used to be in shows like Cagney and Lacey I've never watched and things like that, but I know her from parents and grandparents watching her on different shows. Mm-hmm. And she's also Daly. He voices Superman.
Tim Daly?
Tim Daly. That's his older sister.
Oh, cool.
Like Bennett, fun fact. His older sister.
Oh, and you also gotta mention the guy who played Peter's friend. He actually reminds me a lot of some of those Disney characters. They'll have the friend who's a geek for the superhero, and they don't realize the superhero's their best friend. It takes them 10 years to figure it out. Only in here he finds out by accident.
Right.
Because he didn't know he was going to be in his room in the middle of the night.
He pulled an Edward with Winry. What are you doing? Just waiting to eat my sandwich. Your aunt let me in to wait for you.
And you want to put together this Star Wars piece set? Like, oh God.
Oh, so it was a great cast, and I'm hoping that some of these characters return. Of course, we know the ones who were I don't know that Michael Keaton may return. He's in prison. He can return as the villain.
Right.
But we know that the girl he liked, the mom, won't return because they've gone somewhere else, and probably his Michael Keaton's crew won't return.
Yeah,
MJ's going to return.
Right. It looks like some of the cast, from the first movie won't be in the second one. Just the main, I guess, the students.
Aunt, MJ, his best friend,
and Hogan.
Iron Man.
Yeah, and Happy. And, a few others, and then along with new characters.
Yes. So, it's exciting, and this is definitely a legacy for Stan Lee in having had something that got rebooted, and this surpassed Tobey Maguire's. He was a great Spider-Man, but this surpassed him because everything again just flowed. Everything was just right. Everything was just perfect, down to the music, down to the soundtrack, and this is just another hit, another win-win, and let's just hope that there are not some changes by that third one that really don't need to be. Right. Let's hope they stick to the formula that's working.
Right. And probably have to make the movies a little sooner so that by the time they get to the end of the Spider-Man franchise, he's not like 20 or 30.
Well, we know he's not 4. I told you 14. I'm 15.
15. So Yes, can't wait for Spider-Man Far From Home because we really love Spider-Man Homecoming. Got this as a Christmas gift one year, a little bit after it came out, and I enjoyed it so much, and just really excited to see this next movie.
And that was one of the hardest gifts to get for you because Russell kept saying, I want the movie. I'm like, you really shouldn't get it. And I kept saying all these things to deter her and try to let her tell her it was a bad idea. And she would give me these looks like, and I'd already purchased it. So I was like, oh, you don't need that. Oh, why are you spending your money on that? She thought I lost my mind, but I'd already purchased it.
So, if you've seen Spider-Man Homecoming, please let us know what you think of it in the comments because it's such an awesome movie.
And how much are you looking forward to seeing Far From Home? Are you going to go the opening day? Are you going to wait a little bit?
I'll go opening day because spoilers, like with Endgame, my gosh.
Right. And if anyone knows what the third one's going to be about, if you've got any inside information, please let us know in the comments below.
Yes.
And last but not least, which is your favorite Spider-Man theatrical? Is it Tobey Maguire? Is it Andrew Garfield? Or is it Tom Holland?
Right. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ask Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you want to do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. With her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky,